Today is the 8th of Moharram, and like Brother Askar said, it's the eve of the 9th of Moharram. So we are approaching the most important day of the year, not only in our lives, but even in the universe and calendar of Allah. It's the most important day for Allah as well. And the reason why I say that is because Allah Himself says in the Holy Quran that Allah has purchased of the believers their lives and their properties with the gardens of eternal paradise. This event of Karbala is not just a ritual, it's not just a memory, but it was something so expensive, so worthy, so valuable, that it took something of Allah that will last forever to purchase this from Hussein. Infinity is the price of Karbala. So the more we commemorate, the more we remember, and the more we cry, recite mantra, we cannot even add a drop to the ocean that the name of Hussein is. So with that in mind, I wrote a poem in English that I would like to share with you. And inshallah you will appreciate it. And the theme of the poem is a saying of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Husainum Minni wa ana min Husain. That Hussein is from me and I am from Hussein. And it reminds me of a one-line poem I read or I heard in Urdu somewhere, which I loved very much, which I think just summarizes everything that I would also like to share with you. And it is, we hear so much today about Sunnah. We have to stick to the Sunnah of Rasul. If it's not the Sunnah, then we have to abandon it. The greatest Sunnah of Rasul, one-line poem I heard was that Sunnat Rasul hai Muhabbat Hussain ki. Husainum minni wa ana min Hussain, said the Prophet salli ala wa alayhi wa salam. We see from the Prophet is the grandson Hussein. We see from the Prophet is the grandson Hussein. But from the grandson is the Prophet. What could he mean? Read about Karbala if your heart can stand, where thirsty stood the grandson protecting the deen. Whereupon the family of the Rasul, whereupon the family of God's Prophet, water was denied. Water was denied, yet Hussein stood brave so that La ilaha survived. Not much time had elapsed since Rasul had departed, when his teachings faced attack from a tyrant, cold-hearted. Jibreel has brought no revelation. Islam was just the Prophet's innovation. Such was the claim of Yazid, such was the claim of Yazid, though first was he not, examples had he. Examples had he, but in Karbala would be exposed the trail of hypocrisy for every age indeed. The corruption, the bid'ah, the innovation of religion would be exposed by Ibn Nabi. For at stake was the Quran, at stake was the Salat and Azan, at stake were the messages of all of Allah's prophets, from Ibrahim to Isa ibn Maryam. At stake was the very direction of humankind. To safeguard this message for humanity complete. In the face of injustice, you must not fear, you must not yield. Haqq, truth, needed a spirit for an incredible feat. who would plant a garden of lessons in a desert field. Raised in the house of Batul would be that scion. Husain ibn Ali was the name of the lion. For a man like me, said the grandson of Nabi, this will never be. Better than such a life is death with honor indeed. Armed with faith and pride, and with a sister like Zainab by his side, Husain showed the world what is dignity worldwide. Husainum Minni wa ana min Husain. Now do we see what the Prophet's words, even today, true they stand. The yoke of colonialism had under its rule many lands around the globe. When Gandhi read the story of the grandson of Rasul and began his first march with 72 souls, said the great leader, I learned from Husain how to achieve, while being oppressed, victory. Gandhi was just one ray of the light of Shabir, that the oppressed of the day found the courage to rise. The rays of Karbala illuminated the East and West Hemisphere in America, where racial injustice is destined for demise. I have a dream, declared Martin Luther King. From Gandhi, the young reverend found inspiration, the inspiration that Gandhi found with Imam Hussein's wings. For a tear is an intellectual thing, and a sigh is the sword of an angel king. An eye that does not cry is an eye that does not see. Hussein awoke the conscience of the world. Every day, forever, this nation and many nations, the civil rights today is truly a legacy of the soul of Karbala, Hussein Shaheed. Husainum Minni wa ana min Husain saved us truth on Karbala's sands. The azan of Ali Akbar, the morning of Ashur. Today it is the echoes of that azan from China to Santa Cruz. In Karbala's desert lies humanity's treasure. Regardless of religion, Hussein belongs to the world. His religion is humanity. He is the hope of the oppressed and the weak. He taught that if you are with truth, you will always succeed. This is the universal creed. Husainum Minni wa ana min Husain. Haqqa ke guna ila ilaha ast Husain.
Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.